Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ question ਭੇਜਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ how did you become doctors in the UK ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ story ਕੀ ਸੀ. So for today's video ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ older brother ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਹਾਂ.
Hi everyone. I think everyone's met me before in the previous video, but for those of you who haven't, my name's Hamza and I'm a fourth year doctor working in the UK.
Yeah, so Hamza the doctor working in the UK and I am a dentist, and this here is my dad, so mera Abu. Abu jinne vi sare loki vekhde pe ne, do you want to introduce yourself? Just say a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Hamza and Osama's dad. I work as a chartered accountant for a local authority for last over 2 decades.
Abu, so what brings you onto the talk show today?
The only thing I come to the talk show is Sama and Hamza. They really persuade me.
Yeah.
To
Asi Abu ne force
come
kitta
to the
si.
talk show. Normally, I'm not media person, but it was the wish of Osama and Hamza to come
Yeah,
along.
so jinne vi sare loki vekhde pe ne tusi na big like the work kyunki my dad's not really a media person. He doesn't like to be in the YouTube videos, which is why you don't see him much.
Yeah.
So big thank you to my dad for coming today.
Amma on the basi. Amma's asleep downstairs
Yeah.
at the moment, so Amma couldn't be here today.
कि आज टाइम होया, it's almost 11 o'clock. फिर अम्मा सो गई है. I've got work tomorrow, my dad's got work tomorrow, Hamza's got work tomorrow. लेकिन ਅਸੀਂ सोचा कि ਅਸੀਂ ना कोई जल्दी video बनानी है. Yeah, let's get started. I think for every Asian doctor, behind them is an Asian parent who has a dream of their kid being a doctor, and that was definitely the case for us.
Yeah, so I think from day one, it was always Amma and Dad. So Dad would always say that he wanted. I mean, it was his dream that somebody would be a doctor. He didn't push, he didn't force anyone, but he would always say that that's what I want. And I think Amma background which on the end, Amma's always
Amma
there.
बहुत ही relaxed थी.
Yeah. Amma's more relaxed, but Amma will always be there to say, you need to study, you need to study, you need to study.
Yeah, लेकिन अम्मा कहती पई सी कि जो भी कुछ करना तुसी करो. So Dad, why was it your dream for one of us to become a doctor?
Yeah, the first thing is if you did not have anything, you always wish to have that thing. So firstly, the main drive behind to convince them to become a doctor was there was no doctor in our family before. So when they were pretty young, when they were in a primary school, so I had a dream. I want one of them to become doctor. Because I wanted to open a charity hospital if my circumstances allow me to do that.
Hamza, did that put much pressure on you when Dad said that he wants you to be the doctor?
So I think as kids, there's always pressure that you want to fulfill what your parents' dreams are. So you always have something in mind that you want to do, but then you're influenced by what your parents want you to do as well. And I think that's the case for every child, or nearly every child, that they will have something that they want to do in their mind, but then they will also always respect their parents' wishes and think, what would my parents want me to do? And is that something that I can see myself doing?
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ, I think when we were younger ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਫੀਲ ਕੀਤਾ from our dad, ਤੇ ਅੰਮਾ ਕੋ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਫੀਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ you have to be a doctor, ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੇਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ. We never felt that pressure. ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਬੂ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਸਹੀ encouragement ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਸਹੀ support ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦੀ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਚੰਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, you help people. And one of the quotes ਕਿ ਅੱਬੂ ਹਰ ਦਫਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ if you save a life, it's as though you've saved the whole of mankind. ਤੇ ਇੰਜ ਦੇ little quote ਜਦੋਂ ਬੱਚਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਾ motivated ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ, ਬਹੁਤ encouraged ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ. ਫਿਰ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਪੁੱਛਦੇ ਪਏ ਸੀ, they were asking for their kids, they were saying ਕਿ do we have any advice for their kids ਕਿ ਉਹ ਕਿੰਜ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ. So dad ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਪਏ ਨੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਹੈ ਵੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਜ encourage ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੰਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ encourage ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ?
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ if you do something for yourself, that's not important to others. If you do a little bit for others, that matters to other people. ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਈ ਅੱਛੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਿਊਮਨ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨਾ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ। ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਰਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਅਗਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਲੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਜਾਣ।
ਬੂਸਾ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, which my dad and my amma definitely did. They gave us a lot of sort of motivation and inspiration. Lekin there were still a lot of challenges when we were growing up. Ke sari na childhood easy nahi si hai, and sanu na both sari na barriers see and difficulties.
Yes, I think for when we were younger, we had just come to a completely new country, and that was the first barrier that asina nave mulk de I see. And when we were first here in the UK, we didn't have much at all. Ke sare kol na kuch nahi si hai, and when you're a child and you don't have nothing, that's when you feel it the most, because you look at other children and you see that they've got a lot of things, so things that you don't have that they do have, and it was something that would make us work harder, because we would think that it's something that if you work hard, you can achieve something and you can fulfill your dreams and you can get somewhere. What do you think?
ਕਿ ਸਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਅੱਬੂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਯਾਦ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਏ ਸੀ UK ਤੇ we didn't have much because we left our life in Pakistan behind. ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਾ ਜਿੰਜ ਲਾਈਫ ਸੀ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਛੋੜ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ UK ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਆਏ ਸੀ, ਲੇਕਿਨ through no fault of my dad's or ours, we didn't know the UK system. Sanu na UK the system da nahi si pata. We didn't know how the education system was like. We didn't know anything about GCSEs, A levels, and how to get into university. So and mehsoos ke we're starting from scratch. We're starting from the beginning.
And at that moment in time, when someone comes newly from a different country, people say, oh, he doesn't know how to speak English, innu English nahi sahi bolni aandi, te loki thada mazak karande ne. Like it's very hard as a child, because that's what you kind of have to go through.
When I think back to our childhood before we got into, well, for me, dental school and Hamza medical school, you can always sort of subdivide it into your childhood, which is primary school, secondary school, and then your sort of A levels, college, and then going into university. I think the main thing that we can probably all sort of relay across is ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, one is motivation, second is I think trying to make sure they enjoy their studying.
So the best way to think about it is that I think every parent needs to have the conversation with their kids very early on and discuss with them what they want to do. So some people will say that they don't want to do medicine and they don't want to be a doctor, and I think that's completely all right. So you need to find that out very early on, because if they don't want to be a doctor, that's fine, because there's lots of other careers which are good. So you can't force them to do something that they don't want to do. And I think that's the mistake that a lot of people will try and make. But what you can do is that you can encourage your kids to try lots of different things, and then from that they will find out if they like something or not. And I think something to remember is that they won't know what they like and what they don't like until they get experience in something.
Yeah.
The फिर ताई ना बहुत सब तो important चीज़ है कि make your kids do as many things, extracurricular activities as they can do. So make them volunteer in a local charity shop. Get them volunteering experience, even if it's in a school or
even with the doctor. I mean, even ਜਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ job physically ਨਹੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ, and until you go and speak to a doctor or a dentist, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ job ਕਿੰਜ ਹੈ. You see it from a very superficial point of view. ਜਿੰਜ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ work experience student ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ. They ask me what is the job actually like, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਸੰਦ. ਤੇ ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਨੇ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਹੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ it's up to you to have that discussion with your child, ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ what do you want to do, ਕਿ ultimately ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ choice ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਤੁਹਾਡੀ responsibility parent ਦੀ ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ inspire ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, but then ultimately it's up to the child, because ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਅੱਬੂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ
ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਅਗਰ ਕਹੇ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਫੋਰਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਇਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਤੂੰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਤੂੰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਖਿਦਮਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਣਾ ਹੈ ਤੂੰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਣਾ ਹੈ
so what are your thoughts on medical school ਕਿ ਸੀ and how was university ਵੀ ਕਿ ਸੀ
So I think once you've gotten past the GCSEs and the A levels, I think university is actually okay because when you're in GCSEs and A levels, there's a lot of pressure to get into university. लेकिन ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ university ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਉਂਝ ਦਾ same ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ stress ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
ਕਿ ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਸਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ because I think when you're in GCSEs and when you're in A levels ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਾ ਓਵਰਵੈਲਮਡ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਯੂ ਫੀਲ ਲਾਈਕ ਇਟਸ ਬੀ ਆਲ ਐਂਡ ਆਲ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਜਾਂ ਡੈਂਟਿਸਟ ਬਣਨਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਸਰਟਨਟੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਐਡਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਟ ਵੈਨ ਯੂ ਡੂ ਗੈਟ ਇਨਟੂ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਔਰ ਡੈਂਟਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੋਰ ਸਰਟਨਟੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਬਸ 5 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ 5 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਡੋਂਟ ਯੂ ਥਿੰਕ
yeah definitely
ਤੇ ਫਿਰ what would you say was the hardest thing about medical school ke sab to mushkil cheez kehdi si
sab to mushkil cheez hai si ke there's a lot of studying so you finish GCSEs and A levels and then you have to do 5 or 6 more years of studying depending on if you decide to take the long route or not and when you see that there's so much studying you see that in between that a lot of your friends after 2 or 3 years of studying a different course that they've gone on and got a job and then they're starting to get married and then you're still at university and you're still
in the library
and you're still in the library studying and by that time there's been lots of people lots and lots of years that come through, finish, graduate, and you're still in the library. So
you feel like your life is on hold when you're in medical school.
Yes, you feel like your life's on hold.
फिर दूसरा question है कि what was the best thing about medical school? कि सब तो best चीज़ की सी?
Best चीज़ ऐसी कि you
कि कोई बेस्ट चीज़ नहीं सी
मैं सोच नहीं सकता कि बेस्ट चीज़ की सी I can't remember what the best thing was.
We'll come back to him. Yeah. We'll come back to him for that. कि अब्बू when Hamza got into medical school कि ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਮੈਡੀਕਲ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਉਸਾਮਾ ਬਸ ਕੋਈ ਫਿਲਮ ਵਾਲਾ ਬਣ ਜਾਵੇ ਕਿ ਬਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਬਣਾਵੇ did you not think that ਕਿ ਉਸਾਮਾ ਰਿਲੈਕਸ ਕਰ ਲਵੇ
no I believe in his equality. I was thinking as Hamza going into medical school. So I want Sama to be going at par. So मेरी यही ख्वाहिश थी कि ये भी जरा ना पीछे उसामा पीछे ना रह जाए तो मैं फिर उसामा नू थोड़ा ही पुश करना सा कि तेरे ओल्डर ब्रदर ते ठीक होई गए ने तो तू जरा ना अगर पीछे रह गया तो तेरे फिर जरा ना you will be felt deprived when you progress further into your life. तो मैं इन्हों कहना सका तू भी कोई मेहनत कर ते तू जरा ना तू भी कुछ अचीव कर I'm proud कि जरा ना उसामा ने भी जरा ना पीछे नहीं रहा तो उन्हें भी जरा ना अपना गोल जरा ना achieve कर लिया
कि मैनू हले तक याद है I think when I was applying for university Hamza was already in university क्योंकि Hamza मेरे तो older है बहुत सारे लोग ही सोचते हैं कि मेरे तो younger है नहीं लेकिन मेरा older भरा है so when I was applying for university कि Abu was pushing me to go into medical school. Abu push karda वैसे कि तू भी डॉक्टर बन जा but it was actually Hamza के ने Hamza ने मैंने आके कहा सी कि नहीं उसामा मैंने लगता कि I think you would enjoy dentistry more मैंने लगता कि थानू ना dental school बहुत पसंद आएगा so he gets the credit for pushing me in that direction क्योंकि I don't think I would have become a dentist if he didn't push me in that direction क्योंकि इन्हें मैंने कहा सी कि मैं वेख्या ना मेरे दोस्त ने dental school ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪੁਸ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ but I agree with Hamza ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਝ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਨਾ ਲਾਈਫ ਨਾ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਹੋਲਡ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ you feel like the studying never finishes 5 ਸਾਲ ਇੰਝ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੰਜ 50 ਸਾਲ ਨੇ and you just feel like you're just growing older and older and older ਨਹੀਂ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਿਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ
you definitely miss that
whether there's any good thing or not सोचा कि कोई अच्छी चीज़ है भाई यूनिवर्सिटी थी
She's I think everyone that goes to university will say that the best thing is that you meet lots of different people.
ਕਿ ਦੋਸਤ
And
ਦੋਸਤ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ
yeah, and you make a lot of friends.
ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ you develop a lot of skills ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵਾਂ ਕਿ when you start university ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ you're a completely different person ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ aside you develop as a person ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ communication skills build ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ personality change ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ and like that you become I think a better person ਕਿ ਡੈਡ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ do you think we're two different people from when we started university to well now?
So Osama's question is, are we the same when we come out of the university? No, I would say definitely no. And because when they started university, they were young adult, but now they are professional people. So they are in his thought, they are in his ability to analyze things and interacting with the people. How to deal with different situation has improved dramatically. So now I'm fully confident about them, so they can deal with any prevailing situation whatsoever. So it is a good experience. It is grooming the time for your children. When they go there, they are raw. When they come out, they are polished. So this is a huge journey from start to finish. It's not ending.
ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਬੂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਯੰਗ ਸੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਹਮਸਾ ਵੱਡੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਦਾੜੀ ਗਰੋ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਅੱਬੂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਵਾਂ what would you say is the one best summarize the best things about your job in a very sort of short way?
So I think the best bits about my job are probably that it's the obvious thing of you speak to a lot of different people. You make a positive impact in people's lives, and that's something that you can do on a daily basis. That you can help people. People come from lots of different backgrounds. You can make a positive impact in people's lives. No 2 days are the same. I think every single day you see something which is completely different that you would have not seen the day before. And there's a lot of problem solving is required in medicine, and you don't need to be the smartest person to be a doctor, but you need to be hardworking. So I think just remember that you don't need to be the smartest, but as long as you're hardworking, you've got good organizational skills, and you're willing to work as part of a team, then I think that the profession really needs people like that.
Yeah, okay. ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਕਿ the one thing that you don't like about being a doctor?
The one thing I don't like is the lifestyle. They want to go to holiday, they want to go to the gym, and I will never have the days off because I will check my rota and I'll be working them days. Or Sama will say, oh Hamza, we need to go gym at 6 p.m. and I'll come home at 8 p.m. when I was supposed to finish at like a few hours before that. Yeah, you just become unpopular, I think, because everyone starts to hate you.
That's how you can I think I agree with him. That for me as a dentist, the one thing that I really like is the fact that you get to interact with the wider community. I meet people from so many different walks of life, from so many different ethnic backgrounds. That are from different parts of the world. And I really like that. क्योंकि मैं सोचता हूँ कि होर किसी नौकरी दे अंदर do I get the opportunity to meet people ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਆ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਾ trust ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, they respect me, and alongside that ਕਿ making that difference ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ difference ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਲੋਕੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੋਈ problem ਦੇ ਨਾਲ and they trust you to try and solve that problem, and ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੈ. So I think if you want to be that person ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ community than the difference banana jande you want to make a difference in the world for definitely healthcare to pursue karo lekin thanu sochna chahiye ki you need to have a lot of I think compassion, empathy, and you need to be able to communicate and listen to people kyunki thada your day-to-day job it relies a lot on that. You need to be a very compassionate person क्योंकि जिन्ने भी सारे लोग आंदे ने थानू trust ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ you need to be in that situation where you don't breach that लेकिन जिन्ने Hamza कहंदा पे I think it's more for medicine than it is for dentistry के he needs to compromise a lot on his personal life लेकिन मेरे को थोड़ी और flexibility because my routine is very fixed so yeah he is very unpopular in the house for that reason. What do you think? Do you think you made the right decision to try and motivate us to go into healthcare, doctor, dentist, or should we have become an accountant like you?
No, I definitely stick with my decision sending you in those professions. लेकिन मैंने इन्ना नहीं सी पता कि जिहड़ी डॉक्टर दी आवर्स ने ना इन्ने लॉन्ग आवर्स होने ने थे. Sama is okay because he has fixed hours. I know when he will be back home. लेकिन हम ज़्यादा होना कि जो अपनी शिफ्ट ख़त्म करना है अगर वो 8 बजे शिफ्ट ख़त्म होनी है sometime he comes back home 10 o'clock ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੈਂਡ ਓਵਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਅੱਧਾ ਘੰਟਾ ਵੈਸੇ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਅਗਰ ਕੋਈ ਵਿਜ਼ਟਰ ਆਣੇ ਨੇ ਪਏ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਟਾਈਮ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਫਾਈਂਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਕਿ ਕਾਮਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਵਨ ਹਮਜ਼ਾ ਇਜ਼ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਲ ਤੇ ਬੜਾ ਡਿਫਿਕਲਟ ਹੋਣਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਪਲਾਨ ਹੋਏ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਫਿਟ ਇਨ ਹੋਏ ਉਸ ਪਲਾਨ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ 'ਚ ਫਲੈਕਸੀਬਲ ਹੋਣ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ they should have a spirit of sacrifice.
And one question, Hamza, for say any overseas doctors or dentists, would you recommend them coming to the UK?
Yeah, I mean, I think if people are interested in coming, I would definitely tell them to just try it basically. So if someone from overseas wants to come to the UK to try and work in the healthcare system, I would definitely recommend it. I think there's a shortage of healthcare professionals here, so it's definitely worth doing, and I don't think that they'll regret it. I think they'll enjoy it. The UK has a good healthcare system. They need more doctors and dentists, so I think if anyone wants to come, definitely apply and definitely try to come.
कि मैं भी agree करता हूँ कि नौकरी है मुश्किल होंदी है कि working as a doctor, working as a dentist है मुश्किल है लेकिन I think in the grand scheme of things कि life UK ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਹੈ. Life is quite fair. ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ I could not recommend it enough कि ਤੁਸੀਂ definitely ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ. There's a lot of ways that you can come. जिन्ने भी सारी information ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ it'll either be on the GMC's website ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ GDC's website as well. They ਉੱਥੇ clearly ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ what the sort of way of getting into the UK is. I think for medicine PLAB on there, get PLAB exam.
Yeah, so for medicine you need to do the PLAB 1 and it's a part 1 part 2 exam. So the part 1 is just a multiple choice question paper, whereas the part 2 is more like a practical exam. So they'll just observe you taking a history, examining. So if anyone has any questions about becoming a doctor or a dentist, you can always send Sama an email. And normally I check Sama's emails.
He does.
And sometimes I might be slow at replying, but I will try my best to reply to anyone that needs any specific advice. So if you need any advice about how to become a doctor or a dentist, then you can drop us an email and
we'll definitely try and
we'll try our best to try and get to it. Sometimes things can be quite busy, which is why I might take a bit longer to reply, but I will reply.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll end the video here. See video at the end. I really hope you all enjoyed that video. Thanu ki lagda ke what should we speak about in the next video? Just comment down below. And a big thank you first of all to my dad, my abu, ke to see video then darayo. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy it there?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. As someone mentioned earlier, I'm not a media person, so you may see me, but I'm very, very rare.
Hamza, thank you so much for coming again.
Yeah.
Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.